It's a BumbleKast Mini, sponsored by Dove.
Not the soap, the person. So what if we did a swap? What if Amy had been the star of the franchise and Cream made her first appearance as Amy's sidekick in Amy Rose 2? How do you think the franchise would change? Would their personalities be different? What would Sonic be like? Would he have been the love-struck character Amy used to be? Would Metal Amy be as kick-ass as Metal Sonic? Probably even more so.
It's hard to get into the mindset of the creators and the marketers of that era, because the idea of a female mascot lead going up against Mario in the 80s to 90s, it's like they wouldn't even have thought of that, which is sad and sexist, but that's the world we live in. But let's throw away some of the real world and just say they settled on Amy first, and they still went with the irreverent rebel without a cause theme that they'd given Sonic. So I imagine an Amy that's a little more punkish, perhaps, maybe a little closer to her Sonic the Comic look, perhaps, and much more self-motivated in the classic era, much more adventurous, much more go get 'em. And Cream, would she even have cheese? Because Chow weren't a thing back then. She would just be the flying character. I could still see a bit of their present dynamic, with Amy being the vivacious one and Cream being the, let's hold back just a minute, Miss Amy, and think about this. No, please come back. Okay, never mind. Gameplay wise, I could see it being fairly similar, but Cream is more like horizontally oriented in her flight. So maybe she would be more about crossing gaps rather than flying out of pits, which would be a bit of a change to the gameplay design. But question there is, does Amy still have her hammer, or does she just have the simple rolling mechanics of Sonic? Because Sonic was born of the momentum gameplay.
What was Amy with a hammer established? Was that an early thing? Was
Sonic the Fighters is the first I can think of.
Yeah, that's technically classic, but that was later.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Adventures of modern era Amy having the hammer was more of somebody looking back at the past and going, oh, she had that one time. Let's actually do something with it.
Yeah.
So the association is kind of almost retroactively applied.
Yeah, and it's the first time she was playable with Sonic the Fighters, I think, technically.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
It's weird to think about, man.
I think maybe the hammer would come later, as they'd probably be looking for something to add more to the base moveset. I could see
maybe that's her answer to the Insta Shield.
Maybe something like that.
Extended radius deflects projectiles with proper timing. It makes enough sense to me.
Yeah, sure, why not? I like it.
Kind of fun to think of Sonic as like a needy fanboy who's just trying to chase along, keep pace.
Yeah.
And she's like, kid, I ain't got time for you. I gotta bust up that Eggman. The hammer discussion really comes down to Metal Amy. Would she have had a hammer in Amy CD? Or if it is just exclusively the rolling and speed mechanics, would we have had a Metal Amy that is just fast? Or is that part of the storyline that it was equipped with one big smashy hammer, hits the wall and falls apart, and Amy takes the hammer for herself? I'm putting way too much thought into this.
Well,
I don't know. It would be interesting to step on that butterfly and see that timeline branch out.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Can the Soul Emeralds be used like flint to start a fire? Like if you struck them with steel, would it make a spark?
I don't think so. Maybe you would explode, but I don't think you could really light a campfire with them.
All right. Sonic heads north at an average speed of 95 miles per hour, leaving Spiral Hill at the precise moment as Metal Sonic departs Eggperial City, heading south at an average speed of 110 miles per hour. If these two are inadvertently placed on the same track and start exactly 1,300 miles apart, how long until they collide? Show your work.
I'm an English major. I just had to pass math one semester to fulfill my requirement. I haven't had to think about this stuff for like 20 years, and I'll be damned if you make me think about it now. No.
Dove, did you come up with an answer? Do you have an answer key? You have an answer, Dove? Well, then share it in the comments when this episode comes out.
Also, bold of you to assume that Imperial City and Spiral Hill are on the same landmass, or that one is north of the other, relatively speaking.
Also, 95 and 110 miles an hour, man, they are just going slow as heck. That's not, for both of them, that's like nothing. That's too slow for Sonic, I'm pretty sure. So one morning before the boss wakes up, Orbot, Cubot, and Sage are channel surfing, watching cartoons. They stumble across this old show. What is the fallout of this discovery? Also, it's Mighty Orbots is the name of the show.
I never saw Mighty Orbots, so watching this intro, it's like, okay, this is the cool, mid-'80s or so anime intro sequence. That robot looks like a GoBot, but still cool. And he's flying into some kind of moon and up against some kind of multi-eyed hell beast made of energy and flies into its open maw. It's like, this is crazy and rad. And then it goes to the super cartoony crew. It's like, what am I even watching?
You're watching a cartoon from 1984, apparently, and specifically an anime from 1984.
I guess that explains it all. But they're watching it, and that cues up, and they all kind of watch the intro play out. And Cubot looks over and goes, "Why aren't you cool like that?" The Orbot just kind of shrugs and says, "The boss didn't design me that way." Cubot goes, "Oh, so it's the structural failing." And Sage goes, "You do not insult father's designs," and nukes him.
Oh, no. Oh, no. But he is father. They are father's designs. They're insulting
Which
themselves.
you don't insult.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, guys, who are your favorite Looney Tunes characters? Any favorite shorts? Or perhaps a movie you liked?
Daffy Duck.
I mean, Daffy is the funniest.
Zany Daffy, conceited Daffy, either one. They're hilarious. They are always the best instigators. They are the ones that make Bugs and Porky shine.
Duck Dodgers.
In the 24th and a half century.
Yes.
Rocket goes straight into the ground.
Yeah.
And the silly thing in reverse.
Yes. He is the best.
Like
Marvin is fun too.
Any iteration of the Duck season, Wabbit season shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Nigh upon any Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner cartoon. That's slapstick in its finest.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with Roger Rabbit. That's a brilliant movie. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
There were two surrealist shorts. I can't remember their exact names, but one is Daffy is yelling at the animator and gets trolled the entire episode. And you pan out and it's Bugs messing with him at the drawing table.
Yeah, that's Duck and Muck.
And then okay. And then there's one that's the same premise, but it's Bugs on the receiving end, and it's Elmer who's messing with him at the drawing table.
Yeah.
But the one that always has me in tears, never fails, is Robin Hood Daffy.
Oh, yeah.
Start to finish. That is just magical.
I mean, Duck Dodgers. I like Duck Dodgers. The short-lived cartoon, especially the Megadeth episode. Brilliant. Absolutely one of the best cartoons ever. It's like, how did this happen?
I know, right? It's weird.
In a good way. It's so weird, but it's hilarious. Yes. Dave Mustaine should be in more cartoons. Hey, Ian, look behind you. A Skies of Arcadia Brawler arcade cabinet. Okay, Kyle.
Where?
Okay, Kyle, now that Ian is distracted, if you could retell any 80s film with the Sonic cast, which film would you pick? Back to the Future. I mean, maybe. I don't know. The whole thing with his mom might be a little weird, thinking about it now. Maybe Transformers the movie. That might be interesting. Who would be Sonic's mom? I don't want to think about that too hard. Yeah, something like that. If we're gonna retell any 80s film with the Sonic cast. Yeah, we'll go with that. Sorry about that, Ian. My bad. It was actually just the X-Men arcade cabinet.
You lied to me. Welcome to the die.
Welcome to die! Anyway, Tangle somehow gets a copy of Ghostbusters to watch. Afterwards, she tries to get Tails to make her a proton pack. Who else does she invite along to start a ghostbusting business? Does Tails make the proton pack, and does it work? Which Ghostbuster does Tangle think she is?
Well, of course, Tails has been workshopping one. They actually fight ghosts. He knows they're real. He needs a countermeasure.
Yes.
And he has concerns about Tangle being the first test pilot, but she seems so into it, and she already seems to understand the principle behind it. So, okay, but just remember, you can't cross the streams. Okay, got it. Tangle.
First thing she does.
Look at me. Look eye to eye. Eye contact sustained, please. Do not cross the streams. Got it.
Cross
Repeat
the
after
streams.
me. Do not cross the streams. The streams. What don't you do? Cross the streams. Gotcha. So what are you not going to do? I'm not going to cross the streams. Okay, thank you. What if I do? Tangle! As for which one she would be, she kind of tilt her head and say there are characters in the movie. I mean, she got as far as blasting ghosts with laser beams and she was sold. If there's anything more to it, I mean, oh, where's that? There's the car. She likes the car. Yeah, the car is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, what have I got? Characters? Who? Sorry, what? Tails would insist on wearing one of them himself. He is going to oversee this test run. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Tangle ropes in Whisper because she knows how to shoot guns.
Yeah.
Tails is like, this is logical. Yes, let's do this. Let's not test it on the Wisps, though. I don't really know how they're going to react. But they're ghost-like, and we're going to be friendly with them. And Whisper's just like, no. Okay. Jewel tries it at first, but she's so small that the force of the beam just kind of knocks her across the room.
Jewel seems like more like Janine.
Yeah. And she also can't open her wings with the thing on, so she can't stabilize mid-air. So yeah, she passes. And at this point, Lanolin learns that they have given a nuclear laser backpack to Tangle, and she insists to wear one herself because somebody has to keep an eye on her.
Oh no, Lanolin doesn't trust Tails.
Lanolin doesn't trust Tails, trusts Whisper. I mean, Tangle.
Lanolin
Either of them, because they're too lenient on Tangle. Look, just give me the pack. Show me the user manual. What do you mean there's not a user manual? Well, it's not really mass produced for that sort of thing. Okay, whatever write-up you have, just tell me how to work this in properly. It's kind of in the experimental stage, and you've given it to Whisper.
You mean
Tangle
and Whisper? I don't know. Giving it to Whisper might also not be a good idea. To be fair. Oh no.
Tails, I have a question. If I shoot Eggman with this, will I tear out his soul and trap it forever? It's not designed to do that, so I can't say for sure. Let's test
it. Let's find out. Yes. Is Eggman a ghost? Well, guess what? He is now.
I mean, you can't really be a ghost until you're dead. Well, then.
A miracle has happened. Nintendo, Sega, and IDW have agreed on a Mario/Sonic crossover comic. And Ian, you get to write it. But there's a catch. The story needs to focus on the Koopalings. Iggy, Lemmy, Morton, Ludwig, Roy, Wendy, and Larry as the primary Mario antagonist. Bowser and Eggman are off the table for this one. So where do you think the story will go? Who joins them from the Sonic's Rogues Gallery?
I think the inciting incident kind of writes itself. You got 7 Koopalings, you got 7 emeralds. The Koopalings are known for stealing wands. They just steal the emeralds and make wands out of them, and they use them for crazy magic shenanigans.
Nice.
Right there, you got it. They have their individual airships that gives them mobility. They can be on 7 points of the world, prompting Sonic and Mario to go to 7 other regions to track them down, meet various characters of the Sonic and Mario universe, invade airships, fight crazy magic battles, stomp on turtle children. Bob's your uncle. That's easy. That's good stuff.
Good old Chaos Wands. Heck yeah. Nice. Who's the end boss then, though? Because you got the 7, but then you got to have a World 8.
I think in this case, we would at least argue to have Bowser and Eggman remain like the final villain boss thing, in which case they manage to get a hold of the 7 wands again, and they all decide to shoot Sonic at once. There's a big explosion of rainbow light, and it leaves Supersonic standing there. He's like, Okay. And proceeds to kick their asses.
Well, you got to have Mario Goes Super Cat, because of course.
I guess.
Maybe they get giant and they fight Fury Bowser and some kind of Eggman robot, a Death Egg robot or something like that.
Metal Fury Bowser. That's a title for you.
Oh no. Oh no. But also, oh yes. Ooh. Yes. Gotta crank up that metal. Hyper Metal Bowser. Very good. Very good. Chaos Emeralds, Soul Emerald, Warp Topaz, Phantom Ruby, seems crystalline stones hold immense power in Sonic's world. So, if the crystal gems from Steven Universe showed up, how would they get along with the crew? Would it be awkward? Would Knuckles try to return them to Angel Island? Would Eggman try and steal them to power a scheme? Would everyone be put off when they start singing about their feelings?
I mean, the crystal gems themselves, I don't recall having any innate power. It's only once they manifest their avatars can they perform any kind of action. Once they're in their gem state, they're just inert, right? It's been a long time.
You're asking the wrong person, but I'm being told more or less. Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, I could at least see Knuckles looking at the Master Emerald and kind of humming to himself, all I want to do is see you turn into a giant woman, a giant woman.
Their bodies are physical light constructs.
The universe fans will have seen that coming, and they'll be getting a kick out of what I just did.
Okay.
Anyway, but sure, I can see Eggman trying to harvest them because, magical gem beings, I will use them for Nefarious Plan 3782, and then being really put out that they don't actually do anything as gemstones. And then Sonic and crew bust them out, and then they do their fusion dance, and they turn into some kind of giant multi-armed behemoth to tear apart the latest edition of the Death Egg robot. It'd be glorious.
Mm-hmm. Steve-onic.
Oh, God. Yeah, that would probably happen.
I mean, I know enough about Steven Universe to know that. I think it would work, actually, though. It'd be a good crossover. That'd be fun. And we have one last thing from Dove. I wanted to close out this mini by saying one last thing. Thank you both for running the show. It's brought a lot of joy and entertainment to a lot of people, and you both put a lot of work into it. We understand that you're busy, and you choose to take time out of your days to answer our silly little questions, and that's awesome. Not many creators are willing to put themselves out there this much and this often for their fans. So to Ian, Kyle, and everyone else that makes the BumbleKast happen, thanks. And to the fans listening, thank you too. You're all a great community, and I'm happy to know you all.
Thank you very much, and thank you for supporting the show.
Yes, Dove's been around one of our longest supporters. They've been around for a long time. So thank you, Dove, for everything.
And thank you for the thank you. That it just gave me the warm and fuzzies.
It's wholesome. So wholesome.
It is.
Yes.
And that's what we strive for here in our trivia-based Q&A bit of nonsense is wholesomeness.
We do? Oh, crap.
Well, at least that's what we say we do sometimes on occasion. It happens. Broken Clocks is right twice a day, right? Anyway.
I guess.
Thank you to Dove for sponsoring this episode and just being nice all around. Yep. If you want to be as cool as they are, head over to patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member and get a BumbleKast Mini for yourself.
Let's head on out of here, and then we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.